Good morning, ICRW. I am here with a daily update for you, and I made some notes, so it's like I have a board to write on. A couple things that I want to point out to you for this week and moving forward. First of all, I am not going to be posting daily videos or even daily assignments. So up until this point, I've been putting things in Classroom like for each day. And sometimes there's nothing new to tell you besides just keep working on what you're working on. So I'm not going to do that anymore. So don't get worried if you don't see something from me every day, because a lot of what we do is larger and more project based. So I don't want to overwhelm you with having to check in every day if there's nothing really important that you need to know. So no more daily videos or daily posts from me. Second is we are going to give up vocabulary and no red ink for the rest of the year. So there will be no more of those little assignments. If you would like to continue making up late ones and submitting those, that's fine, but there won't be any new ones moving forward. Third, we are moving to a pass, no fail system, pass, no pass system for the rest of the semester. You won't get a letter grade for this semester. It'll either say you passed or you didn't pass. I don't have a lot of details for you, but there is a school board meeting tonight, and Mr. Taylor wanted to kind of clear the whole plan with the school board before we roll it out to students. So later this week, I should have some more information on how that will work. My best guess, though, is that moving forward, it would be a good idea for you to remember our large assignments, so our summative pieces. So essentially for me, in my mind anyway, if you have adequately completed all those key components of the course, then you would pass. So that's what that'll look like. And then next, and maybe most importantly for this morning, is the research paper. Your annotated bibliographies were due last week, Friday, actually. So if you didn't get those in to me, please keep submitting those. So that moves us into our last major assignment of the semester, which is the research paper. So what you're going to do is this week we're pre-writing, basically, and then we'll spend the next couple of weeks on this essay. So you need to consider all the research that you've done on your topic. So you've been researching a topic. You did a lot of highlighting and annotating. You took some notes. You created annotated bibliography where you summarized some of the research that you did. So you've learned a lot about your topic. So now I want you to think about moving forward. You're going to write a paper about this topic. What's the kind of main point of this paper? What's the thing that you want to share about your topic? Remember, this could be what we call expository. That means just informational. Or it could be persuasive, like you think that we should believe something or something's better than something else. And that's fine too. So it's really up to you and maybe the topic that you've chosen, what angle you're going to take. So once you figure out what you want to say in your paper, then step one is going to be to write a thesis. Okay, so your first project for the week is the thesis. And then once you have that thesis statement, which is like the one sentence kind of in a nutshell, here's the point of my paper. Once you have that thesis statement, then you're going to create an outline. Let me grab a marker. So, thesis, and then outline. Now, the thesis statement should be about a sentence. You could get away with 2 sentences. You might want to clear that with me. 2-sentence or even 3-sentence thesis statements are fine, but students sometimes struggle with how to set those up and how to do them well. So we usually say shoot for a sentence because it's a good way for you to make sure that you have kind of everything that you want to talk about in one sentence. So write a sentence at the top of your paper. We're going to do your thesis and your outline all in one document. If you want to put your thesis into your outline, like as your Roman numeral 1 or under your Roman numeral 1, that's fine with me. I just want your thesis at the top of the page and then your outline below. You're going to have probably between 3 and 6 like main body ideas in your outline. Now remember, an outline, put some little notes over here, has Roman numerals. Remember these? 1, 2, 3. And then under those Roman numerals, then we move to capital letters. And sometimes we even have a little 1 and a little 2 under those. Now, you're going to have between 3 and 6 Roman numerals, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't care if your Roman numeral 1 is your first big idea or if your Roman numeral 1 is just intro and you want to plug your thesis in there. Doesn't matter. I'm really just looking to make sure you remember what an outline looks like and kind of how to set one up. So, what things are you going to put in here for your Roman numerals? Those are going to be like the main ideas about your topic. Don't go source by source because you're going to get some overlap and there's not going to be good flow through your paper. So, instead, I want you to think about your thesis statement. Think about what you know about your topic and kind of decide what are the main categories of information I would put into this paper if I was really trying to teach somebody what I know about this topic. And that's how you're going to create your outline. The little things, your A's and B's, your ones and twos, those are going to be like the details that you're going to pull out of your research. Like, oh, remember there was this fact and there was this study and there's this set of information about this topic. You could talk about blank versus blank, like these two different types of things. Teach me about this, show me why one is better. Everybody's topic is going to lend itself differently to how the outline is set up, just based on what types of information you've been finding. So to recap, your project for this week is we're starting pre-writing for the research paper. I want a thesis and I want an outline. And you're going to do that all in one document, and I will create that assignment in Google Classroom. After that's done, so looking forward into next week, some of you are going to want to start thinking about this already. What we're going to do is we're going to divide your outline kind of into like sections. And for each of those sections, you're going to do like a little brainstorming session where you kind of free write for like 5 or 10 minutes. And then you start to turn that into a draft. And you're actually going to write drafts of this paper in chunks. So you might write me a draft of sections 1 and 2 on your outline, and that turns into a page of text. And then you might write me a draft of section 3. Maybe that had a lot of info in it. And so maybe this is a draft. So eventually you're going to have 3 like body chunks that create this longer draft. And then we'll write the intro and we'll write the conclusion last. Some of you won't be able to let yourselves do that because you can't like start without an intro, but I'm going to tell you to start without an intro. What you do, of course, is up to you. So, and then later we'll put all those chunks together and you'll have this 4 to 6 page paper. It's a really nice way to write this paper in a way that doesn't seem overwhelming. So, but that's next week. This week's task, thesis and outline. I will pop back on here with more news for you if I have anything important to share, specifically related to maybe the pass, no pass system or anything else that comes to me during the week. But there you go. Happy week of April 20th.